Welcome back. We're going to be diving deep into how to actually take control over your inner reality. How do you actually deep dive into this 80%? And I know personally, it can feel so overwhelming with where to start. When I started out on my journey, I felt like, oh, okay, I understand. I want to shift and recalibrate and work on this 80%, but where do I start with this? What do I do with this? What most people don't realize is that when it comes to accelerating your results from the inside out, there is a strategy to this. There is a method to this. And this is really one of the things that I wish someone had told me at the beginning of my manifestation journey. We're going to be talking today about the power of 2% and what compounding manifestation actually looks like. Now, in order to do this, it's really important that we understand how our results are generated. What most people are doing out there in the world is they're taking action and they're trying to shift their results. They're taking action and they're trying to shift their results. But people are missing this very important piece, which changes everything. And that is, firstly, rewiring their belief system. Rewiring their belief system. Now, this happens whether people actually have focused on it or not. And if you're unconscious to your belief system, then this can actually spin your entire manifestations in a cycle that can be really harmful for you. So let's use a little bit of an example. I want to teach this to you by sharing an example of going skiing for the first time. So whether you're a skier or not, just imagine that you're skiing for the very first time and you head up the mountain. And as you do, you get a call from your friend and your friend says, "What are you doing?" You say, "Oh, you know what? I'm excited. I'm going skiing for the first time." And your friend says, "Oh, I tried skiing. It's really, really, really hard. I hurt myself a lot. Be careful." And already from hearing this information, your belief system, if you're unconscious to it, starts going, "Oh no, skiing is hard. I might not be good at it. It's going to take a lot of work." So you start heading up the mountain. You start trying to ski, you fall over like everyone does when they first start learning how to ski, you fall over. And then your belief system goes, "Oh yeah, this is hard. I'm not good at this." So your beliefs drop, which shifts the action that you take, which spirals your result down. And all of a sudden you start going in this downward spiral. You start spiraling down with your manifestations, okay? Now, I want you to think about this. If you started off differently, let's say you're heading up the mountain and you're telling yourself, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to choose to believe that skiing is easy. I'm going to choose to believe that actually I'm going to be really, really, really good at skiing. I'm going to choose to believe that I'm going to pick this up fast." And you go in with that mindset and that belief system and you start taking action and you fall over, but you say, "Oh, it's okay. Everyone falls over in the beginning. Let me get up. That was my first fall. Let me try again. I know I'm going to be good at this one day." And your results start to shift. Now, all of a sudden, what happens is with the manifestation spiral, your manifestations are spiraling up. Your results are spiraling up. Your belief system gets stronger and stronger. And then from this place, you start shifting the action that you're taking. The frequency of the action is from a different place. And then from this place, your results start to shift. So what happens to most people is because they're unaware of this formula, they're unaware of the ultimate manifestation success formula, they're constantly in a downward spiral with their manifestations. And even if they're taking action, and even if they're trying really hard, they end up spiraling down. Now, this requires a choice point. Are you going to be someone that spirals up? Or are you going to be someone that spirals down in your life? And it's as simple as choosing, you know what, I'm going to work on my belief system and allow that to positively affect the action that I take and allow that to positively affect my results, which means I get some good results, which means my belief automatically goes stronger, which means my action that I'm taking is more efficient, which means I start getting better and better results and everything keeps spiraling. So let's talk a little bit now about compounding interest. You know that if you have $1,000 and you put it in the bank and you earn 2% interest on that, and you keep the interest in the bank, you don't take it out, you keep it there. Well, you don't have $1,000 every single month. That starts growing and it starts compounding. The same happens with your belief system. The same happens with your belief system. All of a sudden, if you're working on your belief system and you make a choice just to be 2% better at your belief system, 2% stronger when it comes to your internal reality, we start having this compounding effect with our internal reality. This 2% acceleration in your belief system accelerates the 2% better action that you take, which accelerates 2% more results. And then all of a sudden, as this spirals up, you start seeing like, wow, hang on, my results are actually compounding. And this started with the initial 2% with your belief system. Now, so many people mess this up and they start trying something new. And they say, okay, I'm going to, for example, run a marathon. And they've never run a marathon before. So they start going to the gym and they start trying to run for an hour and a half every single day. Now, we know that if you're not a runner and you try and run for an hour and a half in the gym out of the blue, what's going to happen the next morning? You're sore, you don't want to go, you're in a downward spiral. Versus someone else says, okay, I have this goal to run a marathon. I choose to believe I'm going to do this. I choose to believe it's going to be fun and easy. I choose to believe I'm going to be good at this. And I'm going to take 2%, just 2% more action on this than I took yesterday. So what do? They go to the gym and maybe they walk for 20 minutes. Maybe they run for just 2 minutes. Maybe they run for 5 minutes. They don't run for an hour and a half, or at least attempt to, right? And so all of a sudden, the next day, they've got their result, they feel good, and they say, okay, well, now I'm going to go. And if I ran for 5 minutes yesterday, I'm going to run for 7 minutes today. 2%, 2%, 2%. And all of a sudden, everything starts spiraling up and everything starts massively compounding until you turn around and you look at your life and you see the result that you've manifested and you remember, wow, this is literally due to the power of 2%. This is literally due to the compounding effect that's happened in your internal reality from the inside out. I'm someone who's extreme with my manifestations. I have big dreams and big goals. And so before I understood this, I would take so much action and then burn out and then not be able to actually align to the manifestation until I understood this. So for your soul work, for this lesson, I want you to reflect for the first piece. And I want you to get really raw and real with yourself and ask yourself, have you mostly been spiraling up? Or have you been spiraling down? And you can't do this from judgment. You must do this from awareness, from curiosity. And it's from this curious self-reflection that you'll be able to shift this. Now, for the second soul work, the second soul task, I want you to ask yourself, okay, who do you now get to be? Are you someone who spirals up with your manifestations? Or are you going to be someone that spirals down? This starts with a conscious choice. This is an invitation to make your choice. Now, for the third piece, you're going to ask yourself, what is my 2% commitment for both my belief system and my action daily? And make sure this is attuned to the area of your life which you're focusing on. What is the 2% that you're going to condition yourself into believing every single day? And then what is the action that you get to take in your life in alignment with this specific focus point, this focus area in your life? I'm so excited for you to go deep with this, and we'll be peeling back the layers even further on the next lesson.